right now kind of thing, right? So I do feel like Garcelle has probably some sort of frustration when it comes to Dorit, because she feels that Dorit could be a little bit tone deaf. I like that term better, tone deaf, than the word that Garcelle used, privileged, right? I'm not going to go into all of that, guys, like, you know what it means. I'm just saying, like, me in my life, it's not necessarily something that I like to use, because, you know, again, just like everything else, I find that people overuse the term and then it starts to lose its meaning, okay? But that's just me. So when it comes to Dorit, I will say that in that particular instance, I find that she can be tone deaf at times, and we're going to get there, and I'm going to explain to you guys how I feel regarding what Dorit said, okay? And I'm not going to get all political on you guys, because, you know, we don't do that here, but I find that it is a very important conversation to have, and today we're about to have it. So what triggered that comment from Garcelle to Dorit was the fact that, you know, Dorit and Sutton were going at it. And then eventually Dorit said something like, well, you know, what's the big deal? You're very open. You just kissed your driver the other day. You just made out with your driver. So then Garcelle, who was just like observing what was going on sidelines, she kind of jumped to Sutton's defense, and you gotta love Garcelle for that, because she did not even hesitate 1 second. You know, I truly feel like Garcelle will, like, so far, like, she will always kind of like stand up for what is right, you know, even if that means that sometimes she might be the only person doing it, right? So Garcelle said to Dorit, you know what, Dorit, I don't really like what you just did, because this was an inside joke between me, Sutton, and Erica. You were not even there when we had lunch together. And now I feel like you're using this information, this inside joke that you were not part of, to embarrass my friend, Sutton. And I don't like that, right? Very valid comment. I think the thing with Garcelle, whether you like her or not, I happen to like her a lot. You cannot deny that Garcelle is very well spoken. So, you know, basically Garcelle, she called it as she saw it, and she said to Dorit, you know what, Dorit, I don't like what you're doing right now, because it's not all fun and games anymore. It seems like you're trying to embarrass them. And then Dorit did this thing that I've seen lots of people do in the past, okay? She did this thing where, instead of taking accountability for what came out of her mouth, instead of saying, you know what, Garcelle, I received what you're saying. Sutton, I wasn't trying to embarrass you, but if this is how it is perceived, I'm sorry, right? Or she could have just said nothing at all. But instead, Dorit was feeling uncomfortable. She did not really like to be called out. A lot of people don't like to be accountable for their words. And then what they do is, instead of being self-reflective or introspective when it comes to the whole thing, they would rather say, you are attacking me. You are attacking me. Or they like to say, why are you being aggressive towards me? Why are you bullying me? And you know what, guys? I have seen this exact scenario multiple times in my life. And to be honest with you, I'm usually at the receiving end of that comment. Okay? So when Dorit said this, I was just like, oh no, Dorit, what are you doing? Okay? Somebody's going to eat you for breakfast now. And you know what? Garcelle did not miss. And I'm really happy that she was able to tell Dorit, without losing her cool, without even breaking a sweat, We're not doing that today. Okay, we're not doing that today, Dorit. I'm not attacking you. Don't say that to me. And it's true, guys. We need to stop saying that someone is attacking us when that person is just trying to make a point. Garcelle did not curse. Garcelle did not call Dorit out of her name. Garcelle just said to Dorit, I don't like the fact that you're using this to embarrass my friend. Where is the attack in all of that? And you know what? Feel however you want to feel when it comes to Erica Jane. I happen to like Erica, the pretty mess. You know, when she joined the show, I liked her so much. And then she went through her problems with her husband and all of that. And I have to say, you know, the last few seasons, she didn't show the most empathy towards the situation. Granted, she could have been under a lot of stress and she was trying to preserve herself. Maybe it was just a defense mechanism on her part. But let's just say that the last few years were not her best years. However, I was happy to hear what Erica had to say in her confessional, because you know there's going to be people out there that, and I'm not going to make it all about race, guys, because you know, again, those are the types of conversations that sometimes I feel like we need to have separately from this podcast. But it is a trigger word to say to a person, to a black person or to a black woman, that you are attacking her when she is not attacking you. Because a lot of people perceive black women to just like, whenever they say something, whatever it is, that, you know, if it is a little direct, that it is an attack. And it's not always the case. You know, I just want people to be mindful of that, because it's like, if I am truly attacking you, then use the word. But if I am just making a point, just like everybody else in this room, do not say that I'm attacking you because you are feeling uncomfortable because you just got called out, right? And that's really what took place here. And here's the thing, guys, and I'm just going to bring that example. I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago, there was this woman who was walking her dog. Was it in Central Park? Anyway, she was walking her dog, and the dog did not have like a guard, right? And there was this guy who was like bird watching and all of that, and he started going into it with the lady and said, hey, you know, you're walking in this park, you're supposed to have this on your dog and you don't. And